And Be'ez Hashem Yisbarach, we have the schus of learning Maseches Pesachim, Daf Chaf Tes Amud Aleph, starting at the bottom of Daf Chaf Ches Amud Beis, where the Gemara is interested in the question, finally, of who is the author of our Mishnah. We entertained a number of possibilities of the opinions of the Tanaim so far, and we are looking for somebody that holds that, like the Mishnah told us on Daf Chaf Ches Amud Aleph, the Mishnah told us chametz shel nachri she'avar alav Pesach mutar b'hana v'shel yisrael osur b'hana. The chametz of a non-Jew that was owned by a non-Jew during Pesach is mutar after Pesach, and that of Yisrael is osur after Pesach. And bring that from the pasuk lo yira'el echa se'ar. Says the Gemara, the very bottom line on Daf Chav Ches Amud Beis, or the last word of the line before. Mani Maseches. What is who is the author of the Mishnah? Rabbi Yehuda, if this is in fact the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, if it's the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, says the Gemara, chametz stomach amar. He just says that chametz is asur after Pesach, meaning he doesn't differentiate between that of Yisrael and that of a nachri. It seems to be that any chametz is asur after Pesach, afilu the nachri, even that belonging to a nachri. Rabbi Shimon, and if this is the opinion of Rabbi Shimon, the Yisrael nami mishra. He holds that chametz of a Jew after Pesach is going to be mutar. Kashari. Ve'i Rabbi Yosef Glili. If this is the opinion of Rabbi Yosef Glili, afilu tachzmanu nami mishra. He holds that it is mutar to get hana from chametz during Pesach as well. That the isur hana is only going to be during the time of the current Pesach, but for the rest of Pesach there seems to be no isur of hana according to Rabbi Yosef Glili. Says the Gemara, let's explain. Amar Rav Acha bar Yaakov. This is the first understanding of Rav Acha bar Yaakov. La'olam Rabbi Yehuda. This is in fact the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. And he is drawing a comparison of the sa'ar of achila, the isur of eating sa'ar, misa'ar deriyah, from the isur of owning sa'ar during Pesach. Masa'ar deriyah shelcha iyatarayah vala atarayah shelachirim, just like you are permitted to you are not allowed to see the chametz that belongs to you. But you are allowed to see the chametz that belongs to other people. That belongs to the Beis Hamikdash. So to the sa'ar of achila, the sa'ar that you are not allowed to eat. But you're allowed to eat the chametz of other people and the chametz of the and the chametz that belongs to the Beis Hamikdash. Meaning that he is drawing a distinction between the Isur Achila after Pesach and the Isur Re'iyah during Pesach. Uvadinu, and this makes sense. Because the Mishnah should have taught that that it is mutar for a it's mutar to eat a non-Jew's it's mutar to eat a non-Jew's chametz after Pesach, but we only spoke about hana, right? Meaning, normatively we think about chametz after Pesach, that means I can eat the chametz after Pesach. When we said that it has an isur hana, so we've learned in the past few dapim that isur hana means not just eating; it means benefiting in any way, shape, and form. Meaning, can I buy it? Can I sell it? Right? Meaning, am I allowed to do anything with it? That's an isur hana. So the Mishnah should have told me that it is mutar to eat the chametz of a non-Jew. But since the Mishnah said that it's also for Yisrael b'hana, therefore we said that it's mutar to get hana from the nachri's chametz, but in chami it would be mutar b'achila as well. Uvadino, and this makes a tremendous amount of sense. The Mishnah would have said that even during Pesach, mutar b'hana, that a non-Jew's chametz is mutar b'hana. But since we are talking about the achos manai of a nachri, since we taught the din of a Jew's chametz after Pesach, Tanami the nachri la'achos manai, we also taught the din of a nachri achos manai. Meaning, the ikar of the din, according to Rav Acha bar Yaakov, is teaching that the chametz of a Jew after Pesach is asur b'hana. And therefore, we taught the din that a nachri's chametz is mutar b'hana after Pesach. Rava understands no. This is not Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. We could read this Mishnah as Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon kanasa kanes, And according to Rabbi Shimon, this is not a din deraisa, this is a din midrabanan, it's a knas. Since he has violated Bali Roy Bali Matzeh, meaning that this is not a din deraisa, this is a din midrabanan, and this is the opinion of Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon, who holds that there is no isur hana'a for chametz lachar Pesach, he holds that the Chachamim instituted a knas. They instituted a penalty for benefiting from chametz that you have violated the isur of bal ye matzeh. Says the Gemara Bishlam, Rava, it makes good sense according to Rava. Han diktani shall yishol asur. It says that which belongs to a Jew is asur. Mishum shenemar lo yirai, because the pasuk says lo yirai. Ela Rav Acha bar Yaakov, but according to Rav Acha bar Yaakov, Mishum lo yachel chametz b'bayle. He should have learned this not from the din of bal yirai bal matzeh, but he should have learned this if it's a din deraisa, according to the way Rav Acha bar Yaakov learned. This is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Then he shouldn't have said he learns it from the pasuk v'lo yirai ela chasar. He should say you learn it from the pasuk lo yachel chametz, that you shouldn't eat chametz. Meaning it would be the wrong pasuk. It would be the wrong pasuk to tell me lo yirai ela. Says the Gemara. Mi savar seifakai. Well, you think that he's talking about the seifa, that the pasuk is supporting that which says at the end. It's supporting that which was said at the beginning. And this is how you read it. Chametz of a guy that was existent during Pesach. Mutar ba'ana is permissible to get benefit from. Mishum shenemar, because the pasuk says lo yiralecha shalcha yatarei aval atarei shalachirim. That which belongs to you, you are not allowed to see, but that which belongs to a non-Jew, you are allowed to see. And that belongs to the Beis HaMikdash, you can see. Yeah, that's exactly what we said, says Rav Yaakov, that we are drawing a comparison between the Isser of owning Chametz, where you're not allowed to own Chametz, but you will have no problem seeing the Chametz of a Nachri, to the Isser of the Pesach, and that is why the limit is coming from the pasuk v'lo yira'eh lecha sa'ar. Says the Gemara, and everybody is consistent in their rationale. The itmar ha'oichel sa'ar shel nachri shavar alav Pesach, somebody that eats sa'ar of a nachri that was avar alav Pesach, that was owned and existent during Pesach. L'divrei Rabbi Yehuda, according to Rabbi Yehuda, Rava says like it, you get malchus for that. Rav Acha bar Yaakov saying like you don't get malchus for it. How does that work out according to each opinion? Rava Amar Rava says that Rabbi Yehuda will say that you get malchus. Lo yalif Rabbi Yehuda sa'ar de'achilim sa'ar de'riyah, because according to Rava there is no connection between sa'ar of riyah and sa'ar of achila, meaning that it's not a question of ownership; it is simply a question of did you benefit from chametz after Pesach, and there is a independent issue deraisa to benefit from chametz after Pesach. According to Rav Acha bar Yaakov, is not going to get malchus. Because he is learning it from the isur of sa'ar de re'iyah, where there is no malchus, meaning there's no lashes for owning chametz on Pesach. But the truth is that Rav Acha bar Yaakov retracted that view. He retracted his view that the Mishnah is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, the Tanya, because of that which was taught in the Brisa. Somebody that eats chametz that belongs to the Beis HaMikdash, b'moed, during Pesach, has violated the Isser of Me'ilah. Has violated the Isser of Me'ilah, which means taking from the property belonging to the Beis HaMikdash. V'yesh omrim, and there are those that say, lo ma'al, that he has not violated the Isser of Me'ilah. So, how does this help us with our discussion? Here says the Gemara, Man yesh omrim. Who is this yesh omrim that says that you have not violated the Isra of Me'ilah? Amar Rabbi Yochanan says that this is the opinion of Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakana. The Tanya, because the Brisa teaches us, Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakana haya oisa as Yom Kippurim keshabbos l'tashlumim. Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakana held that Yom Kippur has a din like Shabbos with regards to Tashlumim. What is the din of Yom Kippur like Shabbos with regards to Tashlumim? So the din is, we'll take a look at Rashi. It's connected to the Rashi inside. Hamadlik Gadish b'Yom Kippurim, somebody that lit a stack of hay on Yom Kippur. Umischayev kares, he is now liable for kares because he has violated Yom Kippur. Pater min hatashlum, he is exempt from Tashlumim. Why? Like the same as did on Shabbos, where he would be put to death, means it's based in a based in. The pshita on the bottom in the shalom, because it's obvious that he'd be potter from paying, because the pasuk says v'lo yeh asayin anoshi anesh ha im asayin yeh lo yanesh. The din is that if a person, and we learn this from the pasuk in Sefer Shmos, that if a person violates Yom Tov, violates Shabbos and does damage to somebody's property, then they are put to death for violating Shabbos. They don't have to pay. Meaning, this is what we refer to as kimle b'derabim, that we give him the larger of the two punishments. So Rabbi Nechuniah ben Akana held that Yom Kippur has the same din as Shabbos with regards to Tashlum. If you violate Yom Kippur and you do damage, you don't need to pay back because you are already getting kares. Just like Shabbos, you are liable. The person that violates is liable for their life, meaning they get put to death. And is exempt from payment. He's also liable for his life, meaning he's going to get kares, and he's not going to get tashlum. And that is the opinion, says the Gemara, of the person that says that he hasn't violated Me'ila. Why? Because he has an Isur Kares. If the person ate Chametz, that belongs to the Beis Hamikdash on Yom Tov, on Pesach, so then he's violated the Isur Daraisa of Achilas Chametz, and he now has an Isur, he's now violated an Isur Kares, therefore he does not need to pay up. Rabbi Yosef says, no. Rabbi Yosef says, meaning, and this would explain. This is the opinion of Rabbi Nechuniah ben Akana, that this is the Yeshamin. Says the Gemara. Rabbi Yosef has a different explanation here. But they arguing about whether or not you can do a pidyon on kachim in order to feed it to the dogs. Manda Amar Mal, the one that holds that there is an Isur Me'ila Kasavar, he holds that you can redeem kachim to feed a dog. Manda Amar, the one that says Loi Mal, that he hasn't committed Me'ila Kasavar in Paidim, that there is no ability to be paid, and therefore, since he has taken from the taken chametz from the Beis Hamikdash, and there is no pidyon for that, so he has violated. He has not violated the Isur Me'ila, because in podium you can't get rid of the kedusha there. What exactly does that have to do with our argument? Says Rashi here. If these Tanaim held like Rabbi Shimon, that during Pesach it is asubana when it's not allowed to get benefit from chametz. The potter, everybody holds that you are potter, because now it cannot be used. And it's also not his money. Meaning he hasn't violated Bal Yirah. It's not his money. No Bal Yirah, Bal Yamatzeh. And even though after Pesach he's going to be chayiv to pay back, they are disagreeing within the opinion of Rabbi Yosef Glili. During Pesach, it's also mutar bahana. Must be disagreeing with regards to the din of redeeming the kachim in order to feed it to a dog. Man the Amar Mal, the one that says that you have violated Me'ila, so the that you could in fact have redeemed this kachim. You have the food that you had put aside. You said that this belongs to the Beis Hamikdash. So then your dogs are hungry, so you can be paid to feed it to the dogs, and now you have to pay for it after Pesach. And it has value. The Rabbi Nechuniah lay, and this is not the opinion of Rabbi Nechuniah ben Akana. Man the Amar loy mal, the one that says that you haven't committed Me'ila, says Rashi, Savar ein padim, that you cannot redeem it. Hilkach loy chazi. We've looked at the Tanaim b'Tmura, and therefore you cannot use it at all. And Alas Machlokes within the Tanaim in Maseches Tmura, with the Gemara that says Tizbach v'loy giza basa v'loy chalav ve'achalta v'loy leklavim mikan she'ein padim. So the Gemara darshans there that you have to shecht it. It goes to the mizbech. You cannot shear it, and it is meat and not milk, can be used for milking. But achalta, that you eat it for lola klavim and you cannot give it to the dogs. Mikan she'ein podim, that you cannot redeem things that belong to the Beis Hamikdash. You can't redeem them. Ve'ikad darish tizbach, and the one that says tizbach ve'achalta. You can eat it only after you have shechted it. It doesn't hold that there's an issue of redeeming it in order to give it to your dogs. The Maisa, what comes out from this, says Rabbi Yosef, is that the way of learning this Mishnah, different from the way that Rabbi Nechunya, the Gemara wanted to say, it was about Rabbi Nechunya Kana, is whether or not the Isur Me'ilah exists or not, depends on whether or not you can be paida, the kachim, in order to use it on Pesach to feed to your dogs, which would be Hana. Says the Gemara in the bottom line of Daf Chaf Tes Amud Aleph, which is where we are today. Rav Achar Bar, I think I have a misprint over here. Rav Achar Bar Yaakov Tanala, Rav Achar Bar Yaakov taught it. And the way that he taught it from Rav Yosef was in this Lashon and Bezhem Esbarach. We will continue with this din tomorrow. Everybody should have a beautiful Matzah Shabbos and a beautiful beginning of Slichos this evening.